Hello, hello, this is Teresa Phelps Martin, which sometimes is a blessing and sometimes is straight up exhausting, but it's me. And we're in this virtual space, Soulfully you. And, I always just drop in, but just as a little clarification, I show up twice a week for virtual yoga and online yoga, whatever you want to call it. Virtual yoga just works for me. My talents are helping people manage the stress physically, mentally, emotionally. And so the yoga soul flows are practices where we get to embody our light, our truth, where we come into a greater sense of alignment. And we work with the bigger energy, the energy that is beyond our humanness, but it's also part of our humanness, okay? So I don't want to go into a rabbit hole of science and all of that. Just know that Yoga Soul Flows come to you twice a week. I will not be here August 17th. I'm really excited. I get to step back into having a corporate audience. It's actually something that I really enjoyed doing for a long time. I love all of my yoga studio people. And, oh, hey, Allison, live, that's a big deal. And I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna side note and then I'll come back. Those of us who have Virgo energy, in our charts, there's a lot of personal agitation right now, okay? I don't want to go too deep into it. There's just a lot of emotional tidal waves for a lot of us. So Yoga Soul Flow is this chance, and this is why I love those of you who let me speak and show up authentically, and why I also love going into environments where people aren't as tuned in, and I get to plant the seeds. I love to initiate ways to nourish. Hey, Diane, you actually made it today. Nice. Well done. And so in that, wait, Diane, when's your birthday? I think it's pretty close. Leo's. So in knowing that, if you're feeling emotional tidal waves, if you're feeling a big pull, that's part of what Yoga Soul Flow is here to help you with. It's to work, yoga talks about the union of opposing energies. And so the opposing energies of the sun and the moon, we have a full moon when the moon is as far away, the 13th. Oh my gosh, Friday the 13th. Happy birthday, girl. So, which is, by the way, really sacred. It just was twisted to be not sacred, but Friday the 13th is actually a sacred occurrence. So anyhow, when there's a full moon, we are just in a new moon, so it's the closest the moon can be to the sun. And so when there's a full moon, it's as far away as possible. And so it's called an oppositional, and that opposition is what we get to integrate, and that's what yoga is all about. So the spark of life is where do you draw that spark from? Where do you tap in your center and actually bring all the opposition, whether it's a mini panic attack, which maybe might have happened to you, may or may not be confessing, a major emotional overwhelm, and you're catapulted into a space of your inner reality that is hard. So when we do yoga, we get to be in our bodies, ground into that spark of life. So we have earth energy, we have the adaptable earth energy, right? So just think of it as the fact that the earth moves, that you can dig into the soil and harvest, that you can grow something from seed. You have to plant it into the darkness, And then it comes out, and if you're like me, you're enjoying the abundance of the earth right now. So that's immutable energy. Yeah, patience is essential. And that's the gift of Virgo, by the way, is the steady flow. It's just when we add in other elements. So patience is essential. So then we have this fixed fire. It's just that the vitality is constant. It is always with us. It doesn't flicker. It is that idea that even when there is a storm, the sun is still shining. So we're in this place of really creating with tangible energy. So why not create with the spark of life? Let's start on our backs. I promise we'll get moving. My back needs to be settled. We're working with the energy of the body and the container, the vessel that adapts and changes. My daughter could just reach the sink and wash her hands. At the beginning of the summer, she couldn't. So we grow. Some of us, maybe our midline has expanded. And so we get to change that again. And our health and vitality is resilient. So we're going to work with the viscera. We're going to work with the heart space, the thoracic cavity, the solar plexus, but we're going to work with our roots. What are we grounding into? What are we willing to harvest from our existence? Sound good? Water is my everything right now. So we're going to start lying down so that we can be true. So I have just lit sage, which is actually a good example of fire and earth, right? And then you have smoke. So lying all the way down, head on the earth, hips on the earth, hands on the belly. Your feet can be together and your knees apart, or feet wide, knees together. Connect to the breath. And I want us to exhale and inhale through the mouth 5 times. And as we're inhaling and exhaling through the mouth, that you're connecting to the bottom of the exhale when you're as far away from the top of the inhale as you possibly can be. And the top of the inhale, whereas when you are as far away from the bottom of the exhale as you can be. 5 breaths, call on the highest. You are in charge of you. All of these movements and words and guidance is just that. It's guidance. Only you know your body. And if you don't, that's the journey of life, is to get to know yourself. So 5 breaths, call on the highest. No setting intention right now, just receiving. Receiving your body. Receiving your mind. Receiving your faith or your spirit. And receiving your soul. Your ability to evolve. With that next exhale, pause at the bottom of the exhale, and I want you to feel the connection to your hip points, your rib cage, your pubic bone, your sternum. We're connecting to this core, our essence, our viscera, what we digest, and how we're taking root into it. And then just allow the inhale. Stretch your arms out from your shoulders. Exhale the knees over to the left. Inhale through the center, exhale over to the right. Whatever side you went to and started on is just right. Just move. Let the breath guide you, going from side to side. So starting on the earth, just so we can ground. We can ground into the patience. We can ground into the opportunity. We can ground into the breath. We can ground into our strength. We can ground into the spark of life. Go to each side one last time. You're going to inhale, come back through the center, right ankle to the top of the left thigh. Just pick the left foot up, leg can go straight or knee can be bent. You're going to move your knees to the left just a little bit and twist the belly to the right, look to the right. So I want you to feel the outer hips wrapping towards the tail, waking up the psoas and this arm bones on the ground. Hi. Big breath in. Big breath out. Breathing into that thoracic. Inhale through the center. Foot comes to the earth. Right leg just reaches up. Just flex and point 5 times. Pumping the blood. Connecting to the feet. So there's somebody that I adore, and she helped awaken this love of the cosmos. She was a gift from God, Gloria, and my sweet girl, Glow. And so when you have areas of your body that are talking, you can look to your chart and know what that's activating. My feet have a lot to say. So that's the region of Pisces. There's a lot of opposing energy between Virgo and Pisces right now. So you're going to flex and point, and then you're going to bring your right knee to your chest. You're going to hold on to your right knee, and I'm going to take that big blast of light as evidence that I really need to pay attention to the daily life. So you're going to lift your head, neck, and shoulders into your back, draw into your belly, stretching the left leg out. Now, once you lift up, you've activated the core, level out the hips, keep the belly drawing in, continue to push the knee into the hands into the knees, shoulders to your back, bring your head to the earth. So we're just igniting our livelihood. We're igniting our physical ability right here, right now. Big breath in, big breath out, and then just release. Right ankle to the left thigh, so just a seamless transition. Maybe it's seamless. Arms go over, oops, and just, so we're back where we started, right? Bring the hands back behind the head, head and shoulders lift up, draw back into that core, hug the outer hips. You're going to go just a little bit more of a hug, getting into those hips, because that's what we want to root down. Maybe the foot goes to the sky, maybe not. Okay, watch the hips and the torque, and then bring the head, shoulders, neck back to the ground. 3 breaths, just connecting to the hips, the core, your jaw, let the head get heavy, and then free the leg. Both feet to the earth. Left ankle comes up, switching sides. So no, not holding on this time, just lifting up. Knees are going to move. The energy moves to the left with the legs. Your belly twists over to the right, gaze to the right. Gaze, your belly is twisting away from your legs. So your belly is twisting to the left. Left shoulders on the ground. Gaze to the left. Fill up into that left rib cage. Just clearing out that left hip socket. It's where we store the junk in the trunk. It's deep inside of us. The viscera connects and dance through it. So let's get into it. Inhale, come back through the center. Right foot to the ground, left foot to the sky, flex and point. So not that I want to complain about me, but all this stuff I've been dealing with on my left side, which is the feminine side, the receptive side, right? And that's what we do. Just thinking of yoga, of that, bringing the parts together into our center, right side and left side, right? I have nerve pain and it has turned into numbness down my left heel, so I can't even flex my left foot. Oh, whatever. Life, right? We grow, we evolve, we listen, we tune in. And then after you've flexed and pointed, what we're doing is actually helping the blood flow. Okay? Helping to wake up. Notice what's going on in your hips and your core, and then knee to the chest. Right leg stretches out, ground that right thigh down, chin comes up, belly draws in, even out the hips, push the knee into the hands into the knee. Breathing here. So you're sweeping the waistline back. You're filling up the back of the heart. Knee into hand into knee, come down. 3 breaths here. Make sure the shoulders come all the way down. We're getting connected to our roots, our legs, even, and being completely flat onto the earth. Waking up the core. Bring the right knee in. Left knee opens up. Chin and chest, hold on to the legs. Hug in. So when I was first learning yoga, and I was in California, one of my favorite places of all the places I've ever done yoga, and a new yoga studio opened there, which I hope to go to. Anyhow, I was studying, and it was always like, you have to figure out the warm-up, what the warm-up is, and how does it align with your theme. This is our warm-up, okay? Come all the way down, head and shoulders come down, another breath here, because what we're doing is we're kind of setting our intention right here, right now. Now we're more clear. We're going to spark life by integrating the opposing energy, sparking the visceral region, the heart, the core, and letting it root. Hands to thighs, thighs to hands. So you might need to draw the outer hips in, take the curve out of the low back, bring the belly into the spine, shoulders to your back. Breathing here. Breathing until you're shaking, which is a sign that your physical being is adaptable. Thank God, right? It's been a while since we've done this. And then release, roll over to one side or rock up to seated. Hands come around around the knees. Lengthen the spine. Walk the feet back. So if you rolled over to one side, you can join us. So you're going to hug in close. Just sweep the belly back, shoulders to your back. Walk your feet in. Lift your feet up. So stay here. Really hug in. Feel the energy of your being. Draw the core in. Keep the heels pulling in towards the tail, belly in. So we're at a seed right now. Bring the arms out in front of you. You're still hugging your legs. Your heels are grounding down. And then see if you can lift the arms up overhead. 5 breaths here. Talk about stoking the fire. I cannot talk and do this at the same time. And then exhale. I don't think that was 5. Exhale. Hands to the ground. Feet to the ground. Come into a squat of your own kind. You're at home or in a space where you're probably doing this on your own. So just trust where you need to be. Feel the connection to the earth. Round the heels to the earth. And then you're going to come up 5 breaths slowly all the way to standing. Right? My tomato plants have taken way longer than this. Totally, I'm cutting my head off, whatever. Big inhale in. So standing tall. Feel that connection to the center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale through the center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. Arms reach back behind you. Shoulders into the back. Waistline draws back. Bend the knees. Utkatasana. Pull into the center. Glide the left foot back. Ground into warrior 1. So feel the feet into the earth. Draw into the core. Find length through the spine. Open the heart. Gracious breath in. Gracious breath out. Keep drawing in. Step the left foot forward. Bend the knees. Feel an opening in the heart. Connection to the core. Wrap the outer hips. Hug into the midline. And then glide the right foot back. So we're just grounding our feet to the earth. Square the hips off. Draw into the belly. Lift through the heart, the roof of the mouth. And then step the foot forward. Sit into that chair. Come all the way as low as you can go, right? Don't hurt your knees. So maybe you pause here. Big deep breath in. Rise up. Full inhale all the way up. Arms go wide. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And tap into all that's there for you. Inhale, find length.
Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find length. And exhale, bow. So just feel the clearing of all that we've done so far. Getting into the rhythm of the breath, the connection to the earth, to your being, and being true to yourself. Being in that ability to evolve, to grow, to change. Inhale, find length. I think this is 5. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, step it back, downward dog. Woo. And as you step back, downward dog, ground in, find your hands, find your feet. 5 breaths here. Just find that steadiness, pedal it out, or be super strong. Inhale, come forward into a plank pose. Knees high or low. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. So not graceful for me right now. Deep breath in. Exhale back, downward dog, 5 breaths. So we're going to do that 5 times. And every time we come to downward dog, we're going to pause and breathe into it. We're going to feel the connection. Hands to the earth, feet to the earth. Hug into the midline, lift in through the core. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Obviously, you can totally do knees down and cobra. And then exhale back, downward dog. Pausing and finding your center again, finding that spark of life. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Adjust your connection to the earth. So we're really rooting into that spark of our heart, our life, that life source, that creative source of energy, the Shakti, the animation of spirit in your being. Inhale, plank. I don't know, is this 4? It's getting harder for me. I can tell I've totally stopped doing plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog for years. And that was just one of the little hits I got the other day as I'm working to heal my body, is to come back to old patterns, believe it or not. Patterns from dancing, patterns from early days of yoga. Obviously, I'm still moving slow. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, upward dog. I'm not even going that deep in my chaturanga. And downward dog. Full breath in. So there we did it. 5, right? 5 cycles, really awakening to that transformational energy. Come back to your own intention. What are you here for? What did you show up for? Hopefully your own vibrancy and vitality. Step, jump, walk. Come to the front edge. Exhale, bow 5 times. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale. Use that breath and start to feel more connected to the power of the breath, guiding you. Bow all the way down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Big full breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Stand in your light. Stand in the potential. What's the vision you hold? How do you see it animating in your life? Right here, right now. Inhale from your heart center. Arms rise up overhead. Exhale, bow all the way down. We're going to go straight into plank. Inhale, find length. Exhale, step back, plank pose. From that power of plank, check in with yourself. Adjust, realign. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Move it back, downward dog. I bring my left leg to the midline. You do what but you're gonna inhale, right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open the hip. Right, we've already done warrior one, so we're coming back to it. Inhale, square it off. Step the foot forward, ground the heel, and pause here. Lunge into the front knee, press through the back heel. So connect to the heart, even the hips, take root, inhale, rise all the way up. So just a little pause, be patient, adapt, adjust, big full breath in. We are going into warrior three. Hug into the center, draw into that strength, lunge forward, inhale, warrior three. Fall over if you need to, just get back up with intention. Man, everything in my being said, don't do warrior three right now, but I did it anyway. Come back, warrior one. We're still in that energy. The sun and the moon are still incredibly close in the relationship. Oh shoot. Exhale, the hands all the way to the earth. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Push the feet into the ground. Draw into the connection of the core, and then soften the heart. Relax the neck and jaw. Exhale, lunge into the front knee. Step back into plank pose. Bend the elbows. Open the heart. Move it back, downward dog. Right leg to the midline, left leg lifts up. Draw in, open the hip, bend the knee. Stay connected to the shoulders, a connection to your core. And then inhale, square it off. Foot steps forward. So warrior one, shorten your stance. Back foot's gonna turn in. Lunge into the front knee and pause. It's just a pause. And that slowing down can suck. So you're gonna lunge, align, connect to the hips, the core, ground into it, lunge into it, inhale all the way up. Finding the connection to your strength, your vitality, your spark of life. And then shift the weight forward. Inhale, warrior three. And then exhale back, warrior one. Hands to the earth and straighten the front leg. So you gotta come into your space, the connection to your body. Everything I'm offering is just of guidance. Lift into the belly. You want to internally rotate the legs, but also externally rotate them. Feel the connection into the heart space and then expand from that heart space into your roots. How do you see that intention manifesting? And then can you release the attachment to what you thought it would be? Because let me tell you, that's essential. Step it back, plank pose. Find your hands and your feet. This is the last one we're doing of these. Bend the elbows, open the heart. And move it back, downward dog. I think it's the last one, maybe not. Inhale, left, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. This time, both sustaining splits in downward dog. Big full breath in. Exhale, right foot, right heel. Push into the earth and then pause. Get connected, find your feet, find the core. Find the inner thighs, internally rotating, outer thighs, externally rotating. Connect into it, and then inhale, warrior two. Pull into that center, anchor it into the earth, and then allow it to expand. Feel the connection to your breath. And then we're gonna heel toe the back foot in. Shift the weight, if possible. Half moon pose, right? Feeling the opening, the courageous spirit to take the leap, to release just the expectations and come back to our true self, come back to our center. And from here, we're gonna go back into warrior two. So bend the knee, Ground the foot, take root, and then rise. Push the feet into the earth. Find that connection. Hand to the ground, front leg straightens. Inhale, open up, triangle pose, Trikonasana. I'm just getting all of those foundational poses in to just feel the connection of our hips facing forward, our hips being open. Exhale, bend the knee, straight into plank pose, because I lied. We're gonna do this again. You can always leave it out. But as I reintroduce the pattern in my own body, I feel more connected to it. Find that dog, inhale, left leg lifts. So bend the knee, open the hips, and then go for the straight leg standing splits. Big full breath in without losing the connection to your center. And then exhale, step the foot through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel. Connect to your roots, bend the knee. So get into that physicality of the ground. Push into the back heel. Feel the connection to the heart and your core. Feel the lift. And then expand. Good old warrior poses. The foundational poses are so profoundly supportive. They hold so much potency in them. We can quickly get caught up in momentum, right? And we can forget just to be in a true, honest relationship. So here we go. Heel toe the back foot in. Taking that leap, right? Feeling that expansion. Holy crap. Opening up. Right? Standing on one foot, but so here's the thing, the steadiness is there. Your right leg is still there. It's not just limp and inaccessible. It's profound and powerful. Big deep breath in. Back to warrior two. Foot ground. Feet come into the earth. Rise. Yay. Find the connection to your own strength. And then the front leg straightens, draw into the core, and shift into Trikonasana. Good old triangle. How are you? I don't know what I would do without yoga, even though it's not everything I need right now. But that's all good. Big inhale, exhale, hand to the earth. This is the last one. Plank, right? Reconnect. Don't just try to get through it. Move with it. And all the way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Just steady, strong, clear. And then slowly walk, step, or fly to the front. Both feet to the ground. Connect in. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Here we are standing. Both feet on the ground. Feel the connection to the earth, the connection to your heart's light, and the connection to your ability to evolve and dance with the spark of life. Feet grounded, spine long. Inhale the right foot, left inner thigh. Vrikshasana. Pull into the center, hands to heart, or hands overhead. Good old tree pose. Good old fashioned Vrikshasana, standing on one foot. In that connection, oh, it's so nice that it's raining. I'm just so grateful for it. It's that water. It's like If you ever have a good cry, it's just that release. It's going to saturate your life. Inhale, come back through the center. Eagle pose. Right leg crosses over top of the left. Inner thighs go back. Hug the outer hips. Right arm under the left. All right, so I'm talking fire and earth today. Mutable earth, fixed fire, but water is there too. All the elements are always there. Inhale, unravel both feet to the ground. Inhale, the arms rise up. Find the connection, find that core line, that center line, your midline. And then inhale, other side. Left knee lifts, left foot to your upper inner thigh. I am celebrating because I can actually do tree pose. That's huge. Be with the breath. And then exhale into Vrikshasana. Left leg crosses, you're pulling in. So a lot of people do eagle pose. Their hips are forward, their knees, because they're stuck trying to hook the foot. I know I can't hook my foot. It's not good for my joints. So pulling in, sitting more deeply, pulling into the core, left elbow underneath the right. Let's steady witness, ready to fly. Inhale, unravel the legs, both feet to the ground, both arms overhead. And as you come standing, find the strength, find the connection. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Right, just really hug into that connection with yourself. And then heels high or heels low. You're gonna come all the way down into a squat. The heels are gonna come up, knees go wide. Walk the hands forward, find the fingertips. Push the feet into each other, so much so that you draw that strength into your belly. Your inner thighs go back. You can get lower. Hands come back. Shift the weight. You're really pulling into the connection of your belly. Feet come off the earth. My hip says no way in blank. Can I do that? So I found it, woke up the connection, return to the earth. You stay there for 5 breaths as you can. Otherwise, I'm going to feel the strength of hugging to the midline and lifting my hips up to strengthen my quads, core, adductors and abductors, to bring stability to the turmoil of my pelvis. And after those 5 breaths, come all the way down. Left leg's gonna stretch out. Right leg crosses over, just a good old twist to clear. Find length. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale through the center. Right leg stretches out. Left leg comes in. Twist in the opposite direction. It's really just to get us back on the ground, right? The other thing I know I need to come back to is handstand, but we're not doing that today. So you're gonna come forward, draw in, come all the way to the ground. So this is where we started, right? I want you to lean back, pause, breathe, and just notice what has been restored and what has been released. And then heels under your knees, arms by your sides, shoulders into your back, feet to the ground, throats open, so you're not flattening the neck. You're honoring the curves of your being, feet to the earth. Inhale, bridge pose. You can clasp the hands, you don't have to. Exhale the hips all the way down. We're gonna do that 4 more times, right? Maybe bend the elbows this time. Just create an adapting relationship so you can release the expectations and really welcome in the new beginnings, the newness. Feet to the earth, inhale. By the way, I'm releasing this idea of always having pain. It really sucks, I'm tired of it. So what can you release? Exhale, hips come back down. Don't get ahead of me. We're going to do wheel pose in a minute. Feet grounded, shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise. Just good old bridge pose. Really doing it more for the thigh stretch than anything else. Exhale, hips come back to the earth. Was that 3 or 4? I can't remember. Inhale, rising. I think this is 4, right? Exhale, come back down. Last one. Feel the breath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, all the way down. Now pause here. Do you need a twist? If you feel like you need to bring the knees into your chest, instead of quickly going there, unravel your shoulders, let your back settle, and then see how it responds, okay? Now check in. How's your breath? How are the legs? What is everything saying to you? Bring your hands back by your ears and scan your body, your mind, and your heart again. Now, our hands are part of our foundation, but our feet are really important. We've been taught to bring the heels in under our knees, to walk the feet in. Some people are even taught to go up on the balls of the feet. I have long limbs, short spine, so I find the placement of my feet that serves me. And then in that placement, I can connect more deeply. Inhale the hips up. I have no idea if I can do wheel pose today. Once the hips come up, you just come here, okay? It's not about producing. It's about invoking the spark of life. So it's not accomplishment oriented. It's engagement. It's receptivity oriented. So you check in. Push the hands to the earth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come all the way back down. We're doing that 5 times, okay? So if you need to go back to bridge pose, you go back to bridge pose. Hands ground down, feet ground down. Inhale, hips, lift from the energy of the heart. Rise. Exhale, come all the way down. Breathe. Reconvene. What's the spark of life? What's adapting? What's shifting? Feet ground. Inhale, hips. This is number 3. Back to the earth. It's raining. Feel the release. I definitely have had that. You guys seeing how foundational this practice is? Here we are. Feet ground, shoulders draw in. Inhale, rise. Number 4. I don't know if I've got 5 in me. Feel the breath. And last one. Maybe just go back to bridge pose or go for it. And return. Arms out to your sides. Relax the shoulders. Windshield wiper legs, just like we began. Knees to each side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. So I need to make a little footnote here. Yes, I just did 5 wheel poses. Yes, 6 months ago, I couldn't. 6 years ago, I couldn't. 3 years ago, I could. It's a dance. The body constantly adapting. Go to each side one last time. Come back to the center, knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. You're going to roll over to one side. I'm not rolling over because that's actually part of my issue. So roll over to one side or rock up to seated. You don't really want to jolt your nervous system, but I'm talking through all of this anyway, so my nervous system isn't getting the full impact of yoga anyhow. So you're seated. You have a choice. Both legs out in front of you. Find length in the spine. Connect to the core, shoulders. in that connection, I want you to feel into your roots, okay? You're either gonna bring the right foot to the inner thigh and keep the hips square, or open the hips up, okay? I'm actually torquing slightly. So my right hip is a little further back. That doesn't mean my left leg is shooting forward. It means I'm actually gonna draw the left thigh in, find length, twist. So there's a twisting motion, and then fold. And that forward bend action, which I really feel like Virgos represent forward bends because it squishes your belly, right? It wakes up the back body. But I'm bringing my left hand to my left thigh, drawing my left waist in, engaging my quad, pushing the heel to the ground. Now my right hand can reach for my left foot. You may need to come to your shin bone or gecko. And as you find in, it's not about how deep you can go, but honor and fold. And breathe. Exhale out completely. Inhale, find length. Rise up. Now, will my left hip let me do it? Both hips to the ground, both legs stretch forward. Find the breath. So, just again, another little note of the narrative. Intuitively guided through all of these practices I teach. Drawing into the energy of the skies and how can we integrate them. However, I'm also very real with my body. I am a teacher of embodiment, not transcendence. That's a really important statement that I probably should put somewhere out there. Okay, so huge. This is like such victory. I have not been able to sit with this external rotation in my left leg in like 5 months. It's actually sent me to PT, so it's working. But there's other stuff that it's uncovering. C'est la vie. So, in that, you're going to honor where you are. You want to feel the connection to the breath. And trust in the unfolding, not the expectation, oh, I'm supposed to fold forward and touch. That this side is going to give me what I hope it would because I still have so much trapped in my thoracic. So here we are. Both hips are grounded, drawing in, drawing to the waist. And then bowing forward. Remember I told you it's stuck in my thoracic. I can feel it so immensely right now. Right hand to the right quad. Right quad is engaged. Remember we were talking about heart and rooting down. Right quad is engaged, right outer hip. Draw into the belly. And so I'm getting clear messages to not push it and not force it. So I'm reaching for a block so that this leg doesn't go into overkill. So I came out of it, but I'm realigning, grounding in, drawing in, bowing in, and now I have so much more access just by a little support. Just by knowing I have to realign, re-engage. Feeling the breath. If you forgot, 5 breaths. Exhale out completely, find length.
Inhale, come all the way up. Both legs climb forward. Find both hips. So you can do Baddha Konasana, right? We did side angle pose, tree pose. No, we didn't do side angle pose. We did warrior two, half moon, tree, crow. So you can totally do Baddha Konasana. It would actually be a really beautiful reflection. But it's fire and earth, which is Paschimottanasana. In my opinion, not fire and water or earth and water, okay? So FYI, if you're still with me and you're still in this practice, thank you, well done. The energy of the heavens is about ideas and vision, not action. So what I want you to do is bow in reverence to the creative energy that's flowing within you. And if you don't have creative energy flowing, let me know, because it'll give me encouragement to bring forward something that'll help you source creativity. Heels grounded, draw into your belly, find the length, and bow. Paschimottanasana, but what I want you to do is bow into you. Remember, my limbs are long, my torso is small, so it's not so much about hamstrings, but it's more about needing support to go deeper. So here you are in your forward bend, elbows go wide, shoulders drawn to the back, lifted to the belly, anchor the outer hips as you bow. 5 breaths in your forward bend. Exhale out completely. Inhale, rise up. Bring your hips forward. Come all the way down. This is where we began, right? Maybe your feet were together, knees were apart. Maybe feet were wide, knees were together. Go back to where we began. Hands to the belly. Right? Or your heart, wherever they land. Mine are not landing, they want to be here. But I want you those 5 breaths again, honoring the bottom of the exhale, honoring the top of the inhale, honoring the opposition and just being aware of your awareness when you dance between the breaths, okay? The space in between. That's where the spark of life resides. 5 breaths, in and out through the mouth. And then just let the breath be. Let your head be. Let your legs stretch out long. Feel the connection to the earth. The ground which serves you, supports you, and in the center of the earth is a great ball of fire that is steady and keeps us centered. Our whole planet. And keeps us moving. That same flame sits within you, the depth of your physicality and beyond. Feel the connection, the gravitational pull that you cannot see, but you can feel.
Connect to the movement of the earth that you cannot see, but you feel as each day passes. To the vibrancy of your own vitality that sometimes is hidden but is ever present. To the energy of the universe that is the energy of the soul. Just as you are, enjoy your breath. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Just as you are, feel the connection to all that sustains you. As you inhale in and exhale out. Just as you are, connect to the spark of life that is alive within you. Wiggle your toes and your fingers, sway your head from side to side. What version of yourself do you want to bring forward? The one who trusts and believes in your potential and your healing and your ability to evolve? Or the one that wants to hide, retreat, and deny? Maybe it's both. Roll over to one side and slowly come up into the comfort of your own seat. And in that comfortable seat, connecting to the earth, the ground beneath you. Connect all the way into that flame that sustains and rise up towards the heavens. To the light that illuminates all things for everyone. And straight from my heart to each of yours, may you know your own personal spark and bring it forward. Namaste. Because that spark is brilliant. And that's it. I thank you, however this finds you. And I hope that you can embody
your soul's potential in beautiful and profound ways. And maybe those beautiful and profound ways are messy and confusing and fragmented. Or perhaps you are so steady, it doesn't really matter. You're here, and I thank you. And I will be with you Thursday, but not August 17th. Ciao, be well, and be soulfully you.